So last class we discussed the dimension analysis. So in the dimension analysis, we can see the different types. So majorly we are using in any turbo machines or in fluid mechanics. So one is an Rayleigh method, another one is an Buckingham's pi method. So but in your syllabus, you have only the Buckingham's pi method. So if we consider the applications of a dimensional analysis to turbo machines. Okay, so here we can see some variables. I will just repeat the procedure because while solving the problems, this is the procedure we have to follow. Okay, so they will going to give some variables. So that variables is depends on other variable. So that we can call it as the total variables. Okay, so first we have to identify how many variables are there. Okay, so that we can indicate n. So next, the fundamental variables or fundamental dimensions, always it is 3 in any fluid mechanics or in turbo machines. Okay, so that is indicated m. So m is 3. So later we want number of pi terms we want. So n minus m. So we will get n minus m. So that is the pi terms. Okay, later we will going to identify how many pi terms are there. Okay, next, while writing the pi terms, okay, so in that 3 should be repeating variables and 1 should be non-repeating variables. Okay, so 3 should be repeating and 1 should be non-repeating variables. So while writing the repeating variables, okay, so these repeating variables should select from, okay, one is from flow property, another one fluid property, another one geometric property. Okay, so I will repeat, one should be from flow property, another one fluid property, and another one the geometrical properties. Okay, so whatever these three, it is repeating and in all the pi terms, so it won't changes. See, in this problem I selected rho n and d. So these three are the repeating variables. See, in pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 and pi 4, and whatever this, it should be a non-repeating variable. Okay, so now we identified this, and whatever here we can see rho n d. Okay, so later we'll going to convert into this mlt form. Okay, so that is the dimension similarities. So m, l and t form. Okay, so next I'll go to write the pi equation. So in that later we have to equate the powers. Okay, once we're going to equate the powers, we will know the constants a1, b1 and c1. Later a2, b2, c2. So we will get this terms. Okay, so this is the procedure. So we have to follow while solving the problems. Okay, so before going to this, okay, so if any conversions, okay, unit conversions, please try to solve yourself the unit conversions. So this is the problem. So just note down this problem. The efficiency. So here they given the notation also of a fan depend upon density rho, dynamic viscosity mu of the fluid, angular velocity omega, diameter d of the rotor, and discharge q. Express efficiency in terms of dimensionless parameters. So we have to express this efficiency in terms of dimensionless parameters. Okay, so in this problem, okay, in this problem, so efficiency, okay, so because we have to write the step 1, so in this, whatever this efficiency is depends, so whatever these are all the variables. Okay, so efficiency of a fan depends upon So density mu, omega, angular velocity omega, diameter of the rotor d, and discharge q. Okay, so here how many variables are there? So first efficiency 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I think this slide is visible, right?
So please take to the previous slide.
Previous slide, okay, okay. You just copy the problem. This one, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So please, everyone, copy this. Later, I'm going to share this one, or else you just repeat that procedure. So let efficiency is the function of density rho, comma, viscosity mu, angular velocity omega, diameter of the rotor d, and discharge q. Once you completed, you can unmute and tell. So I'll go for next slide.
Yes, sir. You can proceed.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, so here you can see don't copy. Okay, you just practice once. Wherever you're going to struck, you just unmute your mic and you can ask wherever you have the doubt. So first I'll come for the solution. So let the functional relationship is, so here efficiency, okay, it is depending on, also here I'll go to write the function of rho, density, mu, viscosity, so angular velocity omega, diameter of the rotor d, and discharge q. So I'm going to call equation 1. So further this equation we can write it as the function of, because we have to consider even the efficiency also. So I'm going to write in this manner. So efficiency rho mu omega d and q, that is equals to 0. This is equation 2. See, after this equation 2, you just count how many variables are there. So that we can call some total variables. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So total number of variables in this statement, so we have 6. So n is equals to 6. The total number of variables, n is equals to 6. And number of fundamental variables or fundamental dimensions is MLT. So that is 3. Small m is equals to 3. And we want number of pi terms. So pi terms is n minus m. So n minus m. So it is minus 3. So we'll get 3 pi terms. So we'll n minus m is 3 pi terms. So whatever the equation 2, we can write it as the function of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, that is equals to 0. Suppose if you are getting 4 here, so whatever n minus m, if you are getting 4, not in this problem, in other problems, so we will go to write one more. So pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, and pi 4.
So why pi 4, sir?
Hello? Why?
Pi 4.
Pi 4, because see, in this problem we don't have pi 4. Just I'm telling here. See, whatever, suppose your variable is 6 now. Total number of variable is 6 and number of fundamental variable is 3.
Yes,
So n minus m is we'll get 3 only. So in this problem we have only pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. Suppose in any other problem, if you are getting pi 2 means, so whatever the two terms, n minus m, if you are getting 2 means, we'll get only 2. Suppose you are getting n minus m as a 4, so you can add 4 also. But in this problem, okay, we have pi 1, pi 2, pi 3. That's it.
okay.
Yeah. Shall I proceed or I want to wait?
Wait, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Up to this step. Okay. Up to this step, you can copy. So once you completed, give the confirmation. I will further proceed.
So how do we select the fundamental variables?
Yeah. How do we going to select repeating variables or fundamental variables?
Also repeating variables.
Repeating variables. See. Okay. In this problem, okay, I consider rho omega d, right? But how we're going to select means, see, whatever these three, one should from flow property. Okay, you know what are the flow properties?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, like velocity, viscosity.
One should from the flow property, okay, another one from the fluid property. So later another one, it is a geometrical property. So I will come for, you just wait here in this step only. Okay, so I'll come for in your equation 2. Okay, I will come for equation 2. In this equation 2, okay, first one. Okay, so rho I will going to select from, it is a flow property. So rho is a 1. Another one is a fluid property 2. And another one is a diameter d, means this is the geometrical property. So that's why here I selected 1, 2 and 3. You can sir, instead of selecting this, I can select mu. You can select the mu. This is not an issue. But always the repeating variables, one from flow property, one from fluid property, another from geometrical property.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that's why here I written 1, 2 and 3.
So and are the fundamental variables and repeating variables different?
Yeah, it is different. See, fundamental variables always m, l, t. M is nothing but mass, L is nothing but length, T is nothing but time.
Okay, so then how did we select it as 3? Like, how is it 3?
No, see, always whatever that fundamental, because suppose see, while coming to here, for example, I will going to consider discharge. What is the unit for discharge? So I can write it as an area into velocity, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So area again, so area it is in a meter square, and
Yes.
velocity it is in a meter per second. So finally I can write this, it is in a meter cube per second.
Yeah.
Yeah, but while solving in dimension analysis, everything it should be in the form of a m, l, t.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why always whatever we can see here, the fundamental variables, always it is a 3 only, particularly in turbo machines or any fluid mechanics. But while dealing with any heat transfer, whatever these fundamental variables, it is in a 4, because we are dealing with a temperature.
Temperature. Yeah.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why. But I'm not I'm not confusing. Okay, so that's why always in a fluid machinery or in a fluid mechanics, m is equals to 3.
Yes.
Blindly you can write it is in a 3 fundamental variables. But while selecting the repeating variables, please take care. Okay, so one should be from flow, another from fluid, and another one geometrical property.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's why I written 1, 2 and 3.
Yes.
Okay, I hope you understood
Yes, sir.
up to this repeating variables, right? Okay,
Yes,
I will continue. So I written pi 1 is equals to same. So rho to the power of a1, omega to the power of b1, d to the power of c1, and efficiency, because these three are the repeating variables and one should non-repeating variables. So here efficiency is the non-repeating variable. So I tick here. So next I'll come for pi 2. Again, this is 3 are same, common for all pi 3 terms. So root to the power of a2, omega to the power of b2, d to the power of c2, and another non-repeating variables is mu. And similarly pi 3. So root to the power of a3, omega to the power of b3, d to the power of c3, and another non-repeating variables is q. So you just count here. So 3 is repeating, and here and 3 is the non-repeating variables.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you have taken like omega, sir. But the omega, sir, you have not taken omega, which is angular velocity,
Yes.
sir, for repeating.
Ah,
Sir, but for the flow, you can take this also, no, sir. Mu, like it is a dynamic viscosity.
we can
in
take.
a
We
flow.
can take. That's why I'm telling. So we can't stick on only omega. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
further we can go for even this also. There is a no problem.
Yes, sir.
Got it. But while solving the second problem, okay. So in this case, okay, there is a absolutely no problem. But in the second problem, okay, I will going to tell particularly how to select that terms only, because they will going to give. I will show here. See here, they given prove that the frictional torque. Okay, if they given like this at the time, so we have to check. Okay, which one we have to select,
Yes, sir.
particularly in this case. But here in this problem, we can select even mu also.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Next, I'll come for before proceeding pi terms. Okay. So please, you should know what is the unit for rho. Always you have to write in MLT. Okay, and omega, even it is also in MLT. Diameter, again it is in the form of MLT, and efficiency. Okay, all these terms it should be in a MLT. Okay. So I hope you understood of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next I will select first term, pi 1 term. Okay, so while considering the pi 1 term, say here pi 1 is equals to rho to the power of a1, omega to the power of b1, d to the power of c1, and one is non-repeating variable efficiency. See, here directly consider pi 1 is equals to efficiency, right? Because whatever efficiency itself is in a dimensionless. Okay, I hope you understood this. Pi 1 is equals to efficiency, because whatever this one efficiency we don't have, it is in a unitless. Okay, since efficiency itself it is in a dimensionless, so directly whatever this pi 1 term, I can write it as a efficiency. Okay, I think you will agree with this pi 1 term. Right?
Yes, sir.
Next, I'll come for pi 2 term. So again, pi 2 is equals to rho to the power of a2, omega to the power of b2, d to the power of c2, and mu. Okay, so here already I shared the conversions. Okay, if you want, you can take the reference. Okay, or else once again here in the side. So once again I solved. So density, it is a kg per meter cube. So kg per meter cube, we can write it as an m L to the power of -3. Next, omega, it is an angular velocity. So angular velocity, again we will get per time. So t to the power of -1. And diameter it is in a unit is meter. So L I will going to write. Right, and whatever the mu, it is a dynamic viscosity. So dynamic viscosity, we can write it as a Newton second per meter square. So again this newtons we can write in terms of a kg meter per second square. So into second per meter square. So here 1 second, and I think you have the conversions, right? So directly I will tell the in form of a MLT. I want answer from diploma students.
Yes, sir.
For this mu, okay. So already I gave in the last class. So you just refer that one. So finally we can write whatever the mu in term, here it is an a m L to the power of -1 t to the power of -1. So
So the angular velocity, sir.
yeah, angular velocity here I written. It is a 1 per second. Means
So
it
it is
is a
radians per second, sir.
sorry, radians per second, but radians per second means whatever the radians we don't have unitless. So that's why here I consider it as a per second.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
t to the power of -1.
we don't consider degree also there, sir.
No. Because degree here we don't have unit, no.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I consider here it is in a per time.
Okay, sir.
So here you can write ml to the power of -3 to the power of a2 t to the power of -1 to the power of b2. So L to the power of C2, and here it is an m L to the power of -1 t to the power of -1. Shall I go for next slide? Continuation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next is we have to equate the powers on both the sides. Okay, so we have to equate the powers on both the sides. So first I will consider m. Okay, first I'm going to consider m. So in the previous slide, you can see the left hand side power is 0. Okay, and I'm solving for m. And whatever the right hand side, so we can see m to the power of a2. So here I written a2. So plus, again I have m. So plus 1. So here I took a2 is equals to -1. So please everyone try to solve for m. So I'll repeat once again. So left hand side power for m, it is 0, is equals to right hand side we have m to the power of a2. So a2 I written here, and in the last ml -1 t -1. So there we have only 1 m. So plus 1. So a2 is equals to -1. I hope everyone got a2 is equals to -1. See, if you have any confusion, you can unmute your mic and you can ask.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So in that TL term,
Hmm.
so 3
Delta
into,
means you are solving the second one, right?
yes, sir.
Okay.
So -3 into -1 is +3 and
Plus 3,
okay.
and here I have
Okay.
-1.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Suppose if I
That
consider this side, because I want
Yes.
C2, right?
So I got confused, sir.
Okay, no.
No
Okay.
problem.
I think you got C2 is equals to -2.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Similarly, try to solve for T.
Got brackets.
Okay, I hope everyone got A2 is equals to -1, C2 is equals to -2, and B2 is equals to -1. Yeah, next. Further, whatever we got A2, C2, and B2, so we have to substitute this, okay, in pi2 terms. So what is pi2 term? Pi2 is equals to root to the power of A2. So what is A2 here? A2 is -1, and omega to the power of B2. What is B2? B2 is -1, and d to the power of C2. What is C2? So -2 we got into mu. So this pi2 further we can write it as mu by rho, because here we have -1 and omega to the power of -1. So rho omega and d square. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Similarly, take pi3 term. You just repeat the same procedure for pi3 term. See, everyone has to solve this, and randomly we're going to select one USN. Okay, so you have to show your answer. So once you completed pi3 up to here, so pi3 is equals to q divided by omega into d cube. So once you completed, give confirmation.
Completed, sir.
Completed. Okay. So Prasad. So 2GI 17ME 088. Prasad. Okay, completed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so once we got pi1, pi2, and pi3, so this pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 term, again we have to substitute in equation 2. So what is equation 2 here? So this is equation 2. So function of, okay, so here it is a function of, we want to write, so here, sorry, equation 3, not 2, equation 3. So function of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 is equals to 0. So substitute all these pi terms in equation 3. So once we are going to substitute the values of pi's in equation 3, this is not 2, in equation 3. So we got function of first pi term is efficiency and second pi term is mu by rho omega d square and pi 3 term is q divided by omega dq, that is equals to 0. That is equals to 0. Further this equation we can write it as, okay, further this equation we can write it as, because in the problem statement what they given, so the efficiency of a fan depend upon the density. So efficiency is depending on all these variables. Got it? So here we written efficiency is equal to, it is a phi. Phi is nothing but it is a function. So don't get confused, sir. Here you written f. If you're going to write f also, it is also correct. Okay. And this is the function. Phi. Phi is also a function of these two variables. Okay. So here efficiency pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3 term, but in the problem statement they given this efficiency is depending on all this. So we can write the efficiency is a function of this term and this term. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, I hope you everyone understood. So how to solve by they given the number of variables by using Buckingham's pi method. Okay. So I'll move for second problem. Suppose if you have any doubt, you just note down your doubt and later you can ask. Okay. So note down the second problem. So here they asked prove that the frictional torque, okay, the frictional torque T of a disc of diameter d rotating at speed n in a fluid of viscosity mu and density rho in a turbulent flow is given by. So they given the equation, whatever this torque T is equals to d to the power of 5 n square rho. Again here they mentioned phi. Phi is nothing but it is a function of mu by d square n into rho. So we have to prove this one. Whatever they given this equation, sorry, whatever they given this equation, so we have to prove this one. In this, okay, whatever this frictional torque, okay, it is depending on this variables. So what is that one? Diameter, speed, fluid viscosity mu and density rho in a turbulent flow is given by this equation. To tell number of variables. So later we get a solution. You just see by seeing this how many variables are there. Means total number of variables.
Sir, 5.
Fine. Because see, suppose if I write this torque is a function of, okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So second step, if I come for second step, whatever we have the function of torque, one, this is the one variable, 2, 3, 4 and 5 variables. Okay. So this is the solution. Try to solve everyone.
In that first equation, it is mu upon d square n p or n rho, sir.
It is not a first equation. So whatever this, we have to prove this one.
No, sir. In the denominator, that is d square n rho, or it is p.
No, row. It is a row. See, it is in a row. Density.
Yes, sir.
See, if you're going to try to solve by your own, okay, then or any kind of problems you can solve, but you have to practice. Okay, here I'm going to interrupt you. So someone asked, sir, how we will going to particularly select the repeating variables? Okay, you just see in this problem. Okay, in this problem, what they given? See here, d n row. Okay, just I'm taking the problem statement. So here again it is in a d, here n, again here it is in a row. You just here denominator. So again here we have the d, n and row. See, by seeing this, okay, in the same manner we can select the repeating variables. See here d, n row, again here we have the d, n row. Okay, by seeing this also you can select the repeating variables. This is also one trick. So I think everyone completed up to equation 3.
No, sir.
Okay, take note down.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, how to distinguish between the flow property and the fluid property? I didn't understood.
Okay, again it is a good question. Okay, so suppose I will tell discharge. Okay, which property is this?
Discharge is flow property, sir.
Right? Okay, similarly, I will going to give density. It is in a fluid property or a flow property?
Fluid property.
It is a fluid property. So like that, okay, so you have to identify which property is that. Next, I will going to give diameter. Okay, next I will going to give length. Sorry, not diameter, area. Okay, and width. Got it. All this will come under, okay, so geometrical properties. So like that, okay, so one is in a flow, fluid and geometrical. Because if you take any turbines, okay, you can take any turbines. So there we can see the rotor. So rotor is nothing but, so we can measure the diameter and what is the width. Got it. Next, the water is coming. So for that water, density is there. Right. So that we can call it as a fluid property. Okay. Next, the water is discharging from the nozzle. So that's why I told it is a discharge. Discharge is nothing but it is a flow property. So like that we have to distinguish here.
Okay, sir.
So here I solved all the dimensions in the form of MLT. Because see, whatever here I solved for diploma students, okay, you just not for this kind, okay, for any kind, you just go for in this manner only. For any problem, if you struck while putting in MLT form, okay, you just take down this one and you can convert. See, once you complete it, you just give the confirmation. So here total number of variables is 5 and fundamental variables is 3 and total number of variables is 2. 5 minus 3 we will get 2. So here pi1 and pi2 terms. And I selected the repeating variables. One is an a d, speed and rho. Non-repeating is torque and another one is in mu, viscosity.
We get the value of A1 as -1, B1 as -2, and C1 as -5.
A1 as
-1, B1 as -2, and
A1
C1
is
as
minus 5, B1 is
No,
minus 2, C1 is minus 1.
I have got it in the this thing. A1 as -1, B1 as -2, C1 as because here you have taken D first, N
Yes,
and
yes.
rho.
Okay, no problem. No
Ah,
problem. No
so-
problem. No problem. Try to solve for pi2 term.
So that we get again like last time only. -1 as A2, C2 is
Okay.
-2, and B2 is -1.
Minus, okay, okay. So finally I want pi1 and pi2. So pi1 t by d to the power of 5 n to the power n square and rho. So again in pi2 value, so if you're solving in this type, so you'll get C2 as -1, A2 as -2 and B2 is equals to -1. So if you're substituting this here in pi2 term, so we'll get pi2 is equals to mu by rho n d square. In d square. So further this pi1 and pi2 term we're going to substitute in equation 3 here. In equation 3, so pi1 function of pi1 and pi2 is equals to 0. Here function of pi1 is t by d to the power of 5 n square rho and pi2 term is mu by rho n d square, that is equals to 0. But here they asked t is equals to, see, we have to prove this, t is equals to d to the power of 5 n square rho is a function of mu by d square n rho. Just check it once. See, definitely in examination, okay, so you may get this type of problem, not this type, one problem on Buckingham's pi method. So I think all of you completed this problem, right?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Two more.
Okay. So
Yes.
Sir, can you repeat last two steps, sir?
okay. See, once you got pi 1 and pi 2 terms, okay, now whatever the pi 2, because this is the pi 2, and I substituted the powers a2, b2, and c2 here. So finally, I got pi 2 is equals to mu by, okay, rho, because rho to the power of minus 1, n to the power of minus 1, and d square. So once we got pi 2 term, so because here only pi 1 and pi 2 are there. So next, whatever this pi 1 and pi 2, we will going to substitute in equation 3. See, this is the equation 3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, function of pi 1, pi 2 is equals to 0. Just see here, function of, this is the pi 1 term, see,
Yes, sir.
and this is the pi 2 term, that is equals to 0. Okay, so you can stop up to here, there is a no problem. But what they asked in the problem statement, you have to prove that the frictional torque T, okay, the T is depending on these variables. Okay, in this problem clearly they mentioned. Okay, but if they're not mentioned, so at the time, okay, we have to write like this: T is equals to, see, same. T is equals to d to the power of 5 n square rho is a function of, you can write f also, no problem, or else 5 mu by d square n rho. Okay. You just see the condition, you just see the problem statement, which is depending on the variables. Okay, I'll go ahead.
Sir, please move back to the previous slide, sir. One line is have missed.
This one,
Yes, sir.
what the doubt you have?
I had missed the line, sir, in that.
Okay. So I hope you understood how to solve by using this Buckingham's pi method. So number of variables is here, it is an a 5 variables. Say from 5 to, okay, so we got only the 2. It is an a dimensionless numbers.
Done, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so only this problem, okay, I solved. Okay, rest you just go through any textbook, okay, for this dimension analysis. See, still you have doubt, okay, note down your doubt and you can put in the chat box or else in your main page. Okay.
So next page, sir.
Sir,
No.
next please. Next slide.
Next slide. No, it is completed.
Sir, when we transfer the terms to the right side, sir, why do we take that phi sign?
Which one? You are asking this phi, no? See, whatever this phi, it is a function only. So if you are getting confusion, please make this even, it is also a f. If you are getting any confusion, okay, so you can make a correction. You can write it as an f only.
Yes, sir.
Because it is a standard notation in all the textbook they used.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, still you have a doubt? Okay, you just make this correction. You can write it as an f. No problem. So still you have doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So I will take 5 minutes break. Okay, I will come back and we'll continue. You just give 5 minutes break.
Excuse me, sir.
Shall I continue or wait for another 5 minutes?
Continue, sir.
Okay. Because some students left, only 107 are there.
Yes, sir. We'll wait, sir.
Okay, I'll wait for another 5 minutes. So now you go for these notes. We'll start specific speed. I'm not audible.
Sir, you are audible.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So next topic will come for specific speed. So what is this specific speed, and why this specific speed is required in turbo machines? Okay, and what are the parameters okay in this specific speeds? So before going to this, just I will brief out here. I will tell the specific speed of a turbo machines. Turbo machines again falling. One is a power generating turbo machines. Another one is a power absorbing turbo machines. This specific speed is a very important role in any turbines. Okay, whatever this specific speed, the role, it is in a very important in any turbine. So that is in a hydraulic machines. First, I want to install one turbine. Okay, you can take any turbine because depending on the particular regions, okay, we have to select the turbines. Okay, so before installation, first I want to design one turbo machines, okay, or any turbine. So there I can select the rotor diameter first on the shaft design. Okay, based on the rotor size, okay, so we can tell so number of blades required. Okay, so number of blades required. For this I will just show here this diagram. Okay, suppose if I take a Pelton wheel, I want to establish one Pelton wheel plant. Okay, so this is the shaft. On the shaft, this is the rotor. This is the rotor. On this rotor, okay, these are the turbine blades required. Okay, based on this rotor size, okay, based on the rotor diameter, we can tell the size of the blades, okay, or the number of blades required and what is the width of the blades required. See, simply I can't tell, okay, the number of blades are 10. Okay, so it required certain procedure and all. For that, okay, the specific speed, okay, roles very important in any turbines. Okay, this specific speed role is any very important in any turbines. So here the hydraulic machine designed for a different specifications may not give the desired results. Okay, whatever the hydraulic machines, Francis, Kaplan and Pelton, okay, so it won't give the desired result, as the component of the machines are very costly. Because if we go to the Pelton wheel, the size of the Pelton wheel blade, okay, it is a size of a one room. Okay, that much huge size we have. So that's why it is a costlier. It is a necessary to predict the performance of a prototype. So first, initially what we'll do, so we'll going to build one small prototype. Okay, for example, if you take in the lab, in our FM lab, okay, so we can call it as one small prototype is there. Okay, in that prototype, so we'll consider everything. We'll going to do test, okay, the performance test in that. What is that performance test? We're going to find out what is the efficiency and all. So for that, okay, what I will do, so I will consider everything it is in a unit. Okay, everything it unit. Suppose if you come for a power generating turbo machine, I will call it as a turbine. For that turbine, okay, for the turbine, so the power is very important. Similarly, in the power absorbing turbo machines, the discharge is very important. So for that purpose, okay, first we'll going to build one prototype. In that prototype, we'll going to do the performance test. Okay, so once we'll get the desired result, then what we'll do, we will going to scale it up. Okay, scale it up means we will going to, as per our requirement or as per that the specifications and all. Okay, so we will going to scale it from prototype to we'll going to do the scaling options. So that is the specific speed is very important to select the particular turbine. Okay, so the specific speed is the dimensionless term. Whatever this specific speed, it is a dimensionless term, and it is the parameter of greatest important in incompressible flow missions. Okay, so here I am putting the word, it is an incompressible flow mission. So incompressible flow means everything. If you consider the hydraulic missions, okay, we are using water. So that's why this is the dimensionless term and is the parameter of greatest important in incompressible flow missions. The specific speed is the only non-dimensional parameter that does not contain the linear dimension of the runner wheel. So whatever just now I shown the runner, or we can call it a rotor. Okay, instead of rotor we can call it a runner wheel. Hence, while operating under the same operating condition of flow and head, whatever the geometrical, similar to the turbo machines having the same specific speed irrespective of their sizes. So just now I told here, okay, first we're going to give one small prototype. Okay, in that prototype, everything we are considering it is in a unit, because while deriving the derivation, okay, so here you will get, okay, from the definition, so we have to consider everything it is in a unit. Okay, so that we can call it as the specific speed. The specific speed, whatever this specific speed can be expressed in terms of discharge. See, I'm telling the word, okay, in terms of a discharge for power absorbing missions. Okay, power absorbing means centrifugal pumps, okay, blow air compressors, all this will fall under power absorbing missions. So in terms of discharge for power absorbing missions and in terms of power for power generating turbines or a power generating machines. Okay, so that we can call it as the specific speed. Further, this specific speed, okay, is classified into two. So one is a power generating, another one is a power absorbing. So instead of calling like that, we can call it as the specific speed of a turbine. Okay, the specific speed of a turbine. So another one we have the specific speed of a pump. Okay, NST and NSP. Specific speed of a turbine and specific speed of a pump. So here we have the two derivations. Okay, in this specific speed, we have the two derivations. One is a turbine, specific speed of a turbine NST, and specific speed of a pump. Okay, NSP. These derivations we can solve by two methods. Okay, we can solve by two methods. Okay, that in the two methods, see whatever I solved here. So this is the one of the method. So 1 and 2 pages. Okay, even centrifugal, power specific speed of a pump, again here 1 page, and again it is a 2 page. This is one method. And if you are familiar with pi terms, okay, just here I am going to show. If you are familiar with the pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3. Okay, if you are familiar with pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3, so here I am going to show the another method. See here the specific speed of a turbine and the specific speed of a pumps. Okay, so you just see here by using the pi terms, okay, in only 2 or 3 steps you will get the equation. Okay, even here also, okay, if you know the pi terms, okay, so here also you'll get within 2 or 3 steps you'll get the equation. What is the specific speed of a turbine and specific speed of a pump? So this is one method, and here this is the another method. Okay, so whichever you want you can follow that method, but if you're solving by pi terms, okay, they will going to award the marks. Okay, no sir, we will go for even this method also. Okay, they will going to award marks for even this also. Okay, the option left to you only. So I will explain both the derivations. Okay, so which one you want, whether you will go for this method or you want pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 method?
So which one is easy? You take that.
No, see, it is not like that, because whatever the pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3, it is in a trial and error method. Okay, pi 1, pi 2 and pi 3, it is in a trial and error method. But my suggestion is, see, always you just go for,
So we'll go this, sir. We'll go with this.
okay, you'll go for this procedure.
Sir, explain both, sir.
Yeah, I will explain, because some student asks, no sir, because even within 2 or 3 steps we are getting the answer, then why will go for this? Means I will explain that also. But in the scheme of evaluation, okay, they will going to mention both the solutions. Okay, so whichever you convenient, you go for that one, because as per my this one, so I will going to solve this. Okay, I will explain even that also. Whatever that procedure, I will explain that also. You don't worry. You just understood what is specific speed. See, whatever this specific speed, it is in a dimensionless term. Okay, it is in a dimensionless term. Okay, but it will going to predict, okay, which type of turbine is suitable for a particular region. So that's why here hydraulic machine designed for a different specification may not give the desired results, as the component of the machines are very costly. It is necessary to predict the performance. Only to predict the performance, okay, the prototype of hydraulic machine is there. So that we can call it as the specific speed. Okay, next I'll come for the specific speed of a turbine. Okay, so it is denoted by NST. The specific speed of any turbine is defined as, okay, please understand here, the specific speed of any turbine is defined as the speed of turbine. Okay, whatever the speed of turbine, geometrically similar to an actual turbine, working under unit head and developing unit power. Okay, see here the word, the speed of any turbine is geometrically similar to an actual turbine. Suppose if I consider in our lab, okay, so in our lab we have Francis turbine, Kaplan turbine and Pelton wheel. Got it? So whatever the speed of the turbine, okay, in our lab, whatever the speed of the turbine, it is a geometrically similar to an actual turbine. So actual turbine means in whatever in the power stations and all, so that we can call it as an actual turbine working under, okay, working under unit head. So whatever here H is 1 and whatever the power is developing, it is an a unit. So that we can call it as the specific speed of a turbine. I hope you understood the definition. So I'll repeat once again. The specific speed of any turbine is defined as the speed of turbine is geometrically similar to an actual turbine working under unit head and developing unit power. So this we can call it as the specific speed of a turbine. You have any doubt in this definition? You can unmute and can ask. I think there is no doubt in the definition. Okay.
why is it dimensionless, sir?
Why?
Why it is dimensionless, sir? Like it should have some speed value. No?
Okay, see, it is not a speed, it is a specific speed, because see, once I derived, okay, so once I derived here, whatever we have got this equation, then you tell whether it is a dimension or it is a dimensionless. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Sir, it gives the proportion of speed, sir.
It gives.
Like it gives I mean, like, what is the proportion of speed actual time within a small number?
Yeah, so that's what in this stage we are considering everything it is a unit, because we are considering it is in a prototype. Okay, whatever this prototype, okay, so that's why whatever the speed of the turbine, it is in a geometrical similar to an actual turbine. Actual turbine is nothing but whatever in power station we have, so that we can call it as an actual turbine. Because see, just now I told, suppose I want to build one power station by my own. So for that I can't, okay, I can't simply get one big rotor, and I can't simply set 100 blades and all. Correct. So first what I will do, I will build one small prototype, and I will do test on that. Okay, if it gives the desired result, then I can scale it up. No, got it? Later I can scale it up for that one, so that we can call it as the specific speed. In that specific speed, we are considering everything, it is a unit. So here unit head and unit power. Okay. Yes. Okay, next while coming for the derivation, okay, first I will going to consider the overall efficiency of the turbine. Okay, here I am not given the definition, but I will tell like that only. Please remember this one, because even while solving the problem, this definition is very important. The overall efficiency of any turbine, okay, is given by, it is the ratio of, understand, it is the ratio of power available at the shaft of the turbine to the power supplied by the water at the inlet of the turbine. So I'll repeat once again this definition. It is the ratio of, okay, power available at the shaft. Okay, if we consider any turbine, okay, power available at the shaft of the turbine to the power supply, whatever this WQH, okay, it is the power supplied by the water at the inlet of the turbine. So this equation is given by overall efficiency is P by WQH. So here whatever P, it is in a power at the shaft of the turbine, it is given in a kilowatts, and whatever this W, it's a small w only, specific weight of the water. Okay, whatever this W, it is in a specific weight of the water. So it is given by 9.81 into 1000. So Newton per meter cube. I think everyone know this, right? W, 9.81 into 1000 Newton per meter cube, and H is net head available is in a meters, and Q, it is in a rate of flow, or simply we can call it as in a discharge, it is in a meter cube per second. So P, it is a power, W, it is in a specific weight of water, 9.81 into 1000, and H, netted available, and Q is it is a rate of flow meter cube per second. So next, this equation further we can write it as P is equals to, okay, in this manner. So overall efficiency WQH, but here, okay, P is directly proportional to this one, discharge into head. We'll agree this equation. Okay, P is directly proportional to, because whatever the discharge, it is varying, and whatever the head is nothing but, see, netted available is nothing but this is the measuring the water level. Okay, measuring the water level. So this is the head. So that's why whatever this P is directly proportional to, okay, Q, discharge, and H. So I'm going to call this equation 1. Next, for this one, if you know equation 1, in this equation 1, okay, we want what is Q, okay, and we want what is H. Okay, for this, okay, we have to do some circus here. Okay, we want what is Q and what is H. Okay, later once you know Q and H, then we have to substitute in equation 1. So we will get what is the specific speed of a turbine. Next, I'll consider the discharge through the runner. Okay, so as we know, the discharge is given by area into velocity, but here I consider VF. VF is nothing but it is a flow velocity. Okay, V specific F is nothing but it is a flow velocity. So further I can write is a pi by 4 into d square into flow velocity. Next, for this even Q, we can write it as Q is directly proportional to diameter. Okay, here we can see the diameter. Diameter again it is varying. Okay, it is not a constant. And even the velocity of the flow, again it is also varying. So that's why Q is directly proportional to d into velocity. Next step. As we know, the velocity of flow, I think already used this equation. Velocity is, I think you written CV, CF, okay, root of 2gh in a fluid mechanics. Okay, so the same equation we are using here. Okay, VF is equals to, this is the constant, okay, or you are using CD, coefficient of discharge, or here it is a coefficient of the flow. So VF is equals to CF into root 2gh. Again, in this, the head is varying. So that's why VF is directly proportional to root h. Next, we know the peripheral velocity. I don't know whether you used this equation. So U is equals to pi dn divided by 60. So this we can call it as a peripheral velocity of the runner, or we can call it as a blade speed of the runner. Okay, in the next, whatever in the Euler's turbine equation. So this is the very important U1 and U2. So peripheral velocity of the runner, we know U is equals to, it is a pi d1n by 60. Again in this, okay, whatever the diameter is varying, again the speed of the turbine is also varying. So that's why we can write U1 is directly proportional to d and m. So once again we can write the peripheral velocity. Okay, so U is equals to, here whatever the phi, again it is also constant, is root of 2gh. Whatever this phi is nothing but, okay, I will tell here it is a blade speed velocity. Okay, phi is nothing but ratio of the blade speed velocity. Again in this, okay, head is varying, so U1 is directly proportional to root h. So here you can see equation number 4 and equation number 5. We just see these two equations, we can equate these two, equation 4 and 5. Once we are going to equate this, we will get d1n is directly proportional to root h. Okay, just see equation 4 and equation 5. Okay, so by equating these two equations, we will get d1n is directly proportional to root h. So further we can write what is d. D is a root h by n. So where we can substitute all this, okay, where we can substitute all this. So whatever the equation 3, we just see equation 3, this is the equation 3, and next equation 6, this is the equation 6, where we will going to substitute in equation 2, which is equation 2q. Okay, so I will repeat once again here. This is the equation 2, q is directly proportional to d square and flow velocity. Right, you just see here what is substituting equation 3 and equation 6. This is the equation 6, and what is equation 3? This is the equation 3. Okay, so we'll go to substituting equation 2. So Q is directly proportional to, so here we have the d square. Okay, what is d square? So root h by n. So here we have the root h, so we can write it as an h by n square into, what is equation 3? This is the equation 3 VF. So here it is an root h. So further we can write this as a, because here we have h and here we have root h. So Q is directly proportional to s to the power of 3 by 2 by n square. So I'm going to call this equation as a 7. And next you just see equation 1. In equation 1, you can see q here. So whatever we got q right now, okay, so we can substitute this q in equation 1. So substituting equation 7 in equation 1, so directly I'm going to substitute. Okay, so P is directly proportional to Q into H. So whatever we got Q, I am substituting here, s to the power of 3 by 2 by n square into H. So here we have the proportionality. So here we can see the proportionality. To remove this proportionality, we have the constant K. Okay, to remove that proportionality, we have the constant K. So P is equals to K into h to the power of 5 by 2, because 3 by 2 and here we have h. So h to the power of 5 by 2 by n square. So I'm going to stop here. Next, I will come for definition. What is the definition of a specific speed of a turbine? It is a geometrically similarly, see, specific speed of turbine, it is a geometrically similar to an actual turbine working under unit head. Okay, working under unit head and developing unit power. So as per the definition, okay, here I will going to write what is the specific speed. Speed I will call it as a specific speed, and power I will going to call it as a unit, and head I will going to again call it as a unit head. So this equation 8 we can write it as, so whatever we have here P, so I will going to write it as a 1. So please understand here, whatever this P, it is a 1. Okay, so next K as it is, and what is H? 1. Okay, and again here we have N here. Instead of N, we can write it as a specific speed. So by substituting this, we will get Ns square is equals to K. Just here, Ns square is equals to K. Once we know definition, as per the definition, whatever the equation 8 becomes K, because we want to know what is K. So K is Ns square is equals to K. Further this we will going to substitute here. So finally we will get P is equals to, what is K? Ns square s to the power of 5 by 2 by n square. Okay, so I want the specific speed. I want this specific speed. So specific speed is given by P n square by s to the power of 5 by 2. But here square we have to remove this square. Specific speed is equals to n into root of P by s to the power of 5 by 4. Here 5 by 2 and here it is an a 5 by 4. This we can call it as an a, okay, this we can call it as an a specific speed of the turbine. Because in your quiz, okay, they will going to ask, or they may ask, okay, write the equation for specific speed of a turbine. Okay, so this is the equation. So n into root of P divided by s to the power of 5 by 4. Okay, please remember this, n into root of P divided by s to the power of 5 by 4. This equation we can call it as a specific speed of a turbine. So if you have any doubt, you can ask here in this derivation in any steps. Okay, just unmute your mic and you can ask. So why we did not proportionality constant in a way. Okay, which equation? Ganesh.
Sir, this that is d is equal to something is there.
Where? In which equation? You just like here Q.
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, suppose if I consider the discharge through the runner, okay, so Q is equals to, we know, area into velocity. Okay, so further this, because I can't write it as an area here, so what I will do, it is a pi by 4 into d square. This is the area. So here, suppose if I consider the discharge through the runner, okay, or the rotor, whatever the rotor, okay, so it is varying, it is not a constant, right? Okay, it is not a constant. So if it is a constant, okay, then I can omit this one, right? Okay, here it is not a constant. The diameter is varying. Okay, meanwhile, even the flow velocity is also varying. Okay, so that's why I can write is Q is directly proportional to the diameter of the rotor and the flow velocity of that rotor or a runner. Even similarly, even here also, see, here efficiency, if I can take it as a constant. Okay, even W again, it is a constant because it is a 9.81 into 1000. See, here it is also constant. So which one is varying? Discharge is varying. Okay, meanwhile, even the head is also varying because it is not a constant. Even it is also varying. So that's why I took here P is directly proportional to Q into root H. Even here also, see, even here also H is varying. So that's why I took root H is directly proportional to root H. And even here also, peripheral velocity, speed. Okay, speed again, it is not a constant, it is variable. Diameter, again, it is also variable. Clear? So that's why I consider it is a directly proportional to all this. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay, this is the specific speed. Okay. Next, there is some significance. Okay, there is some significance of a specific speed of a this turbine. Particularly, I am talking turbine, not a pumps. See, this specific speed of any turbine, okay, plays a very important role for selecting the type of a turbine for a particular location. Okay, suppose, okay, so you want to construct your own power generating house. Okay, it is very highly impossible because for this, okay, it required certain distance. Distance is nothing but head is required. Okay, so for that particular head, okay, so we can see the distance between is very high. So that's why the performance of any turbine can be predicted by knowing the value of a specific speed of the turbine. So here we can show the table. Okay, here you just see the table because even they're going to ask what are the characteristics. Okay, what are the characteristics of a Pelton wheel, characteristics of the Francis turbine, and the characteristics of the Kaplan turbine. Not here, they can ask in your lab. Okay, lab viva questions. So for that, okay, please understand here when the head is maximum, I'm talking about head here, when the head is maximum, so at the time the specific speed is very low. Okay, when we have the low specific speed, so there we have the head is maximum. So such type of turbine we can call it as a Pelton wheel, because for this Pelton wheel, okay, the whatever the height, okay, I will call it a height or a head, it should be maximum. Suppose if you go to the Sharavati power plant, okay, in Karnataka, in Sharavati power plant, okay, so we can see the Pelton wheels. Okay, we can see the Pelton wheels in that power station. Okay, so there is 10 Pelton wheels are there. Okay, or 10 Pelton turbines are there. Okay, means there is a 10 turbines. Okay, in Sharavati power plant. So there the head, it is 1000 meters. Okay, whatever we can show here, it is in meters. Okay, in Sharavati power plant, the head is, it is in 1000 meters. Okay, so in that, when head is maximum, the specific speed is very low, because while solving the problem, okay, they will going to find out the specific speed of a turbine and identify which type of a turbine is that. While solving the problem, you will get this type of questions. Okay, So for particular head, okay, you have to identify which type of a turbine is suitable. Next, I will come for second one. So here you can see the range. Okay, so here it is a 150 to 300. Okay, for this it is suitable Pelton wheel, or we can call it as a Francis turbine. Next, here we can see the head. Okay, 60 to 150 meters. Okay, here it is a called medium head. For this medium head, even the specific speed, it is a medium. Say this is the low specific speed. For low specific speed, head is high. Next, this is the medium. So for the medium head, okay, the specific speed is also medium. Next, when head is very less, so that we can call as a Francis turbine. When head is very less, okay, head is very less. For this less head, okay, the specific speed is maximum. So for that, Kaplan turbine is suitable. Okay, Kaplan turbine is suitable. So this Kaplan turbine, okay, so in Karnataka, you can heard the name of a Linganamakki. Okay, in a Linganamakki power station, okay, we can see this is this type of a turbine, Kaplan turbine. And you heard the name of a Shivana Samudra. Okay, it is near Malvalli, or we can simply call it as a Mandya. Got it. So there we can see the Francis turbine. In Shivana Samudra, we can see the Francis turbine. Okay, for that, okay, the head is required 60 to 150 meters. Okay, so this is the significance or the characteristics of a turbine, any turbine. Correct. So why I am writing this table here? Okay, it will going to help while solving the problems. Okay, they will going to give particular head. For that particular head, you have to find out what is the specific speed. Once we know the specific speed, based on this specific speed, okay, so you can identify which type of turbine that. Okay, so I hope you understood the significance. So I'm going to stop here. Okay, so in the next class, I'm going to derive so another derivation, specific speed of a pump, and I'll come for another method. Okay, by using the pi methods. Okay, so you have any doubt regard this significance of a specific speed of a turbine? No doubt. Okay, then I will stop here. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.